What's it called? What's it called? What's it called? No, he doesn't even know what it's called. What's it called? What's it called?
Isn't that weird? I think that's like a good trait, that I can clap really good.
Is that true? That you are?
Well,
that
that's
you're
how
a good
stupid
clapper?
I think it's like cool. I think when I do clap, I in my head I think people are hearing it going, whoa. Like some people I feel like clap like this, and I'm like, that sucks.
But everybody has a bunch of stuff like that. It is cool. I disagree with your judgment of yourself. I think where you're good at a thing as simple as clapping, I think that's great.
But like those people that can do the whistle, like the dad whistle.
Oh, with like the two fingers.
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
mouth?
yeah.
Yeah, where it's like, Daniel,
That
Daryl.
come here, boys whistle.
Yeah, totally. Quit playing football and come in here and clean the gutters. That type of, or just like you gotta round up the troops.
Yeah.
I never want to have so many kids that I'm rounding up the troops.
Oh, I know.
I want to have kids.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
Whoa, how many?
4.
Whoa, that's how many my parents had.
Is that true?
Yeah.
I don't want 4.
Well, one of them will be me.
It seemed like a lot of kids.
That's a lot. It is a lot.
I think I want 2, but all of my friends who have 1 kid are like, it's beautiful. And all my friends who have 2 kids are like, my life is horrible.
It's funny because I remember the time I remember really wanting kids was when one year for Christmas I got like season 1 of The Cosby Show on DVD.
Oh,
in
boy.
2003 or something.
Did you hear about him?
Yeah.
Did you hear about what happened?
Oh, man. What if I hadn't?
You know what I've been doing lately? People are like, the day Kobe died. I'll be like, he died?
Oh.
It's a fun little joke. Do that with your friends. I give it to you. Take
It is funny.
So anyway, you got a Cosby
Yeah,
album
and I
you love
thought, I was
everything
like,
he's ever
look
done.
at this family. It's working so well. What a good man. What a lovely marriage and a lovely home. And they deal with their problems and they're still in love. And
Right.
And then, turns out no. Turns out that was a fictional.
Right.
The show is fictional.
Yeah, that's true about all shows.
Somehow I really thought since his name, it was Bill Cosby and it was called The Cosby Show, I thought these are just honest, him recounting days he's had.
Yeah.
And,
They just write the show by living their lives.
Yeah.
Every single day in Bill Cosby's life wraps up in a bow.
Right.
Yeah. There's always a lesson. You know what's funny is that, obviously that show's fake. Not obviously to a kid, but it's a fiction show. You know what else is fiction on TV? Reality TV.
All of it.
And I think that's not our fault that we don't know that. And I think that contributes a lot to why everyone's such a fucking lunatic now.
Yeah.
What do you believe? We've all been told for the past 20 years that something that is obviously not real is real. We're like, it's reality. F-Boy Island is how people date.
I mean, it's not that. It's also dating is fake.
Right.
It's as fake. Dating is a little two-man show.
Right.
It's a little stage play of romance that you're both improving.
Right.
Poorly. So what's real? I mean, there's nothing good, but the news is pretend, and this podcast is the only real shit.
This podcast is real as fuck.
It's
dude.
so real.
Yeah.
And now we got Simon there.
Man.
This is day 2 in the office. No, our second official office.
I mean, last week was the inauguration of the office. But no, it's for real now. What's it called? .rodeo has it's our website with a link to everything, our Patreon, everything, including the YouTube. Look, if you're not a YouTube, I'm not gonna shove YouTube down your throat.
I will. I think it's good. It's my favorite website.
I think it's good too, but I'm not gonna force you to watch YouTube. You can watch YouTube if you want, but if you hate YouTube, and I get it, just take a peek over to our YouTube real quick so you can see the setup, because we got 2 chairs now that are the same. It's like we're Andrew Santino and Bobby Lee.
It's exactly like that. But we're both Bobby Lee.
Right, totally. Because we auditioned for Dave and didn't get in. Neither of us are on Dave, just like Bobby Lee.
Yeah, this setup looks like we're about to talk about ivermectin for an hour with Jordan Peterson. Who doesn't want that? Let's talk to a Canadian school teacher about about a horse drug.
We have a podcast set up so nice now. It's like we used to be UFC fighters.
Yeah, we're gonna tell you which fake money to buy. You want to buy your fake money?
Yeah, man. We have so many podcast listeners that we're rich from selling pills.
Oh, if you happen to manufacture pills, if you could please,
God,
sponsor
dude.
us.
For horses would be especially
whatever
good.
they do, dog pills, people
Yo,
pills.
How great would it be if we got sponsored by ivermectin? And we'd just have to be like, we actually do support its use for horses.
Yeah.
Don't take it as a person, but we really would like to speak to the benefits of ivermectin for your horse. Go to ivermectin.com/what's it called.
Yeah.
But for your horse.
Yeah, and you should eat people food.
I love that idea that there are people, because ivermectin obviously has applications for horses, and there are people out there that are advocates for it, but they just have to be like, but
well, you should use. I'm sure they have horse. They have horse feed. They have all these things, and you're like, "Well, I ate horse feed one time, and I was full." And it's like, "Yeah, but it's not. Eat the people feed." You're like, "It's made of the same." There's medicine for people.
You can eat dog food, but you probably won't like it. It's
Yeah.
like how I once tried to get my horse to watch The Expanse, okay? But that's a show for people.
Yes.
If you try to get your horse to watch The Expanse, it will get COVID.
It won't like
And
horse COVID.
yeah, dude.
What do I do for my horse COVID? And if your horse gets COVID, give it a little ivermectin.
Give it, I'll
and
bet you
then go to
ivermectin
the
clears.
ivermectin store
Uh-huh.
and go to the right section. You'll see a person. It looks like, going to the bathroom. You'll see a person or a family restroom. Go to take the people stuff.
Yeah, dude, totally. Take people stuff.
Take people stuff.
Is definitely good advice.
And we have a Patreon. we have podcasts for horses. If you want your horse to enjoy some hot riffs.
Man, that we should make an episode on the Patreon. Should that be our bonus this week? It's called Horse Is It Called? And we make a whole episode just for horses. Assuming that the horses can speak English. So we make an episode for horses that speak English. Actually, that's what we're going to do on our Patreon this week. We decided that since we are a podcast that has no fucking idea what it's called or anything else, we don't know what this is called. We come up with names and concepts for shows all the time. So, sure, we have our podcast, What's In There, where we try to figure out what's in stuff.
Yes.
But anytime we come up with a podcast idea that we want to try out, we're going to try it out on the Patreon, too. So
that's why you got to join. It's the best Patreon in the game.
Horse It Called
It's
this
called
week.
for people, for horses.
Yes.
For whatever you got.
So this week on our Patreon, you can listen with your horse for the first time, and neither of you will get COVID from it.
When I got COVID, I drank a bottle of whiskey, and look at me, I'm not dead.
Don't you think that horses would love a podcast where we talk shit about people?
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, man, we could do a whole... on the episode, we'll say stuff like, man, so, when your saddle's not tight enough, right? And the guy's ass is just fucking... it's just... You're making your sciatica go crazy,
Man, you ever have the guy who's just resting his nutsack on your back for 12 hours and he kicks you with his heels for a while?
Man, I'm so happy the hippie movement's over because now I don't have these naked people who don't shower getting their dicks and pussies all over my mane. Horses have a mane, right?
Yeah, they have a mane.
Yeah,
and
dude.
we name a lot of our shampoos after them. We'll be like, get your mane.
Right, sure.
Mane shampoo. Just like a horse.
Right.
Why do we love horses so much?
Well, they
Are
used
they
to be
that good?
cars. It was like a car. It was like a car that could be your friend.
Yeah.
Right?
And when I got COVID, I just drank wiper fluid because it works for cars. My car got COVID. He's not dead.
Yeah. See. Thank you. Don't take ivermectin and don't drink gasoline for your fucking...
Don't drink gas. I know it smells good, but don't.
Man,
It'll make you feel worse.
we're in this fucking office and it feels so good.
Oh, yeah.
I really do. Like, honestly, take a peek over at the YouTube. I just want you to see, like Caleb said, when I was losing my goddamn mind in the middle of quarantine, one of the things I did to pass the time and attempt to be an internet comedian, never let me ever say those words ever again, was I ordered from a company called Fathead, which ended up sponsoring me for a moment, and Dave Waite and a couple other comedians. I ordered a bunch of life-size cutouts of my head and myself and one of Simon Gibson, but literally without me requesting it and for no reason, they made Simon's tiny. So there's a tiny Simon Gibson in the back wall. Also, we have a blue, what's it called, sign,
That's
and
right.
a mug from our friend Moshe Kasher's failed Comedy Central show, Problematic,
Yes.
which I just revel in reminding people of.
It's so funny. There's nothing funnier than having a failed show on Comedy
I
Central.
can't wait. I want one so bad. Dude, I love all of my friends' single season or pilot only shows. I want your merch. If you're a friend and you're listening, all of your expired comedy merch, send it to us and
I
we'll
would love
fill our rack behind. Dude, truly, I remember I have friends who had their name printed on pens, notebooks, glasses. I want all of it, dude. I want your album no one bought, all of it.
Yes.
Because we all
please.
do it. We all have it. It's all good shit. You were in the right headspace making it, and then for whatever reason, the world was like, nah. And, dude, for example, I have 147 pooper scoopers that say Dave Ross.
I've got like 100 shirts that say the Caleb and Craig of comedy. Because remember when there was all the of comedies going on? You had the Beards and the Killers
sure.
and the Latin Kings and the Queens, and we thought it'd be funny to have the worst one.
The Caleb and Craig, sure.
Yeah, so we made the shirt because we're like, this is such a funny name, people want to buy it. But no one knew who we were. We've been doing
Right.
comedy for 10 months, and we're like, this will be funny. And
Yeah.
of course no one wanted them.
The merch works if people know who you are and if you're on tour. And because if people just saw you do well, they're like, I really want to buy that. That made my day.
Right.
But literally 12 hours passes and they're like, that person is garbage. And I
Yes.
do not want anything they've ever made. Anyway, man,
Send us your
Problematic with
merch.
Moshe Kasher. We have a mug. I want a Love You Mean It, hosted by Whitney
Yes.
Cummings and Julia McCullough.
Please. You know what else? If you happen to have a Bob Patterson or Listen Up, Jason Alexander's failed sitcoms.
Oh,
you got
my
anything
God.
from those? I'll take it.
Who else has
Live
like,
at Gotham.
Corporate is a bad example because they got 3 seasons.
Right, that's
but
good.
Corporate is defunct. I want some corporate merch.
Yes.
What else do we got out there?
Ooh,
Matt Knutson had a True TV pilot, and he told me that after they paid the entire crew, he made $300 on that show.
What?
I know.
Wow, show business is great.
And that means that they definitely made shirts that cost more than he made on his own fucking pilot. Oh, I want it. I want that shit.
Yeah,
All these
I
people
love
are
it.
so
It's so
talented.
funny.
Julia McCullough is one of my favorite comedians.
He's so good.
And the fact that he had a talk show co-hosted with Whitney Cummings on E! Is so crazy.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
It's so wild that at some point it's like everyone does, I guess, get a show. Doesn't everyone get a show?
I mean, not me yet.
Not me either. But
Yeah.
one day we'll have a failed show.
Though I did sell a show. I sold 2 shows that didn't get made. So, sorta.
So you made more than $300?
I certainly did.
Hey.
I did. But it took me so long to write it that I put myself into $15,000 worth of credit card debt. So I don't know if I did make money. That's true. That's
Oh,
just
that's
true
funny.
stuff. Look,
That's
man,
so funny.
it was
show
my
business is fun.
I was young and stupid, you might say, but also I was like 6 years into comedy, and it was not only my first show I'd sold on my own, it was my first pilot I'd ever written solo, and I was determined to do it well. And I thought that if I occupied my time with or filled my schedule with other things, it would take away from being able to work on that. In hindsight, I now know that actually having not a full schedule, but an actual schedule with requirements in your life and other things to do actually enhance the big pieces of work.
Right.
Because it takes your mind away from it, and having a job to go to gets you up in the morning and stuff like that.
And it makes your brain and body work.
Exactly.
And function,
But
yeah.
also, I learned all of that from that experience, and truly, I mean this. It legitimately did put me into $15,000 worth of credit card debt, and I'll just tell you, after taxes, I think I got paid $20,000 total across the entire thing. So I made I netted some money.
And you learned a fun lesson.
And sure, granted, I've been paying the interest on that credit card and I had never had a credit card before, so it truly changed and perhaps ruined my financial life, and it certainly tanked my credit score. But I don't regret it a fucking bit, man.
That's right,
I
dog.
love living my life this way. I really do. And
too.
I've been making the payments. It didn't kill me, and I did what I felt was right, and I sold the show. So fuck.
Yeah.
I think it's fine. I think it's good.
And
I
look
like
at now that we got this office, we're going to be $100,000 in credit card debt, and then we'll pay that off.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't tell you this. We both got 3 credit cards in order to pay for this. What if that were true? That's not true. But please,
Yeah.
we are okay. And the reason we got the office is because we're okay.
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel okay. In like, I don't know. I don't feel completely safe financially, but I'm starting to feel okay. And like optimistic and like approaching safe. Like I feel safe coming.
Yeah, I feel like I will be financially. Instead of feeling like it'll never happen, I'm still not there.
feels like it's
it feels
coming.
like it might.
Yes, that's exactly
I
it.
used to be like, well, I'll never pay anything, nothing
Ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is terrifying, but also like weirdly secure. Where you're like, I don't even have the money.
I don't care.
Who
I'll
cares?
just never buy clothes.
Yeah.
Ever. It's fine.
Yeah, I'll have one pillow.
Yeah, I'll just have one pillow.
Yeah.
This car will last forever.
Right.
And so will these pants.
Yeah, but I do feel like, I'm not even kidding, not trying to brag, but I feel like in 6 or 7 years, I won't have a negative net worth.
I think I feel that
I'll
for
be back
myself
to
too.
zero. Back where I was when I was 16.
Finally, at 44 years old, I'll have a
I'll be back to zero.
a plus number next to my net worth.
And then to celebrate, I'll get another credit card.
Yes.
To celebrate, I'll put a trip on a credit card to Europe.
Absolutely. And then I'll lose the card and my phone there, and that'll be the end of Dave Ross. A couple things as we announce the show. First of all, welcome to What's It Called? I'm Dave Ross.
I'm Caleb Sinan.
And this is a show that doesn't have a name and never will. So we spend every episode trying to figure out what the name of this show is, or what the concept is, maybe, or what the name of other shit is. Maybe your stuff. We just don't.
We don't know.
We feel a few things about names. We think most things have a bad name, and also we don't know what anything's name is,
Yes.
including ourselves and you. So if you need help naming things, we're professionals.
We really are.
Just rooted in the fact that we're bitter about everyone having a dumbass fucking name for everything they've
Certified
ever
Lover
made.
Boy. What a terrible
What
name
is
for
that?
your album,
2
Drake.
Chainz.
2 Chainz.
Why?
Come on.
Why are you called that? Soulja Boy Tell 'Em is maybe the dumbest thing I've ever heard in
That's
my
a pretty
life.
bad one.
Eminem is perhaps the worst artist name of all time.
Yeah.
It really is so bad.
Let's have the worst name. Let's spell it the worst way. Let's say the worst things.
Eminem would a
It all
literal
works.
better name for Eminem would be whatchamacallit.
What? Yeah.
Truly. Just any other, yo, what's up? I'm Snickers. And I hate my wife. You know what I mean? Yo, what's up? I'm M&M's. I'm a bag of M&M's, and I fucking hate my wife.
I mean, it is. And the fact that works is
Dude, truly.
one of the wildest life hacks ever.
Yeah, hey, I'm Rolo, and my girlfriend's a bitch. And how is so insane that his identity is that he hates his wife? Fuck you,
And
dude.
then he ended up. Well, here's what I can't believe. If you're a big Eminem stan like me, he remarried that woman.
Dude, he clearly loved. I mean,
So he
dude.
made he made a good 4 albums about how much he hates this lady.
Yeah.
Then married her again.
And-
so she heard them all
Right.
and then
Right. Wow.
was like, I think he's changed his
He
mind.
was like,
Where did they go? Like, I really wonder, like, who initiated it? They ended up getting divorced again. But they did remarry
Wow.
briefly, and I'm like, what happened? Did someone call someone? Who made the call? Who reached out? Where did they go on their date? You know, like, did they go to
wow,
Chipotle?
that's so
and-
funny to think. They went and saw The Matrix Reloaded. and, and that was what they were like, we both love this movie. and dude, you know what's crazy to me too?
God, it's really bad.
Is
too.
that in all of those eras, married to Kim, divorced Kim, remarried to Kim, divorced Kim, all of the people who talked shit about her, he always got mad. Never a single time was he like, yeah, totally.
Right.
It was real like, well, I could say it. I can say I'm going to kill her, but you can't say she sucks. It's just like, what is happening, dude?
Right. Like, while they were divorced, some guy kissed her.
And he was like, I'm going to fucking kill
tried
you.
to pistol whip him to death. Is that your ex-husband? Is that
Anyway.
the most famous man alive?
Totally.
Running towards me?
Yeah. Anyway, my
Don't
name,
kiss Kim.
I'm going to beat you to death with my gun because you kissed my ex-wife and my name is Skittles.
Oh, man.
Dude.
And then she took him back. Wow. I mean, the bar's on the floor,
Well,
fellas.
they saw Matrix Revolutions. And that's why they got divorced. They were like, they couldn't agree on that.
I would love
Dude.
to know, like, oh, man. That's when I wish that their cameras were everywhere. I would go to the Patreon of Kim and Eminem's fights. I get to listen to those.
Holy shit.
I'll do the $100 a month
God
tier
damn,
to listen to
that's-
their actual fights.
That's so it's called Kim and M. The podcast.
Honestly, please, if you're listening, I bet Eminem would love this show. Please, if any
Please.
of those happen to be recorded, I would love them.
Man, also don't pistol whip us, please.
Please don't pistol whip
I don't
us.
like being pistol whipped.
Honestly, though, that would be the funniest way for one of us to die, where they're like,
Pistol
as
whipped
their
to death
podcast was taking off,
by Eminem.
Eminem is now in jail for pistol whipping Dave and Caleb to death.
A podcast no one's heard of, didn't even get off the ground. 'cause they
Eminem
got
was one of their 100 listeners.
pistol whipped to death by their favorite rapper.
I mean,
He's up there, top 5, 10. I, don't
still
know.
love
One of
him.
my
I
favorite
can't
rappers.
I can't help it.
Dude, are
I
you
do
kidding?
love
He's
him.
like so good, and it's also just like that level of aggression
Yeah.
is so, it just makes the things he makes so good.
Yeah.
You know, like I mean, because it's so funny. Like there are so many hip hop back and forth diss tracks, you know, and a lot of them are really
Yeah.
great. Like the Nas Jay-Z one is like
The greatest thing in the world.
particularly- Yeah,
It's the greatest thing in the world.
but Eminem's are so insane because they're so good. Because he's like, here are the 15 ways that I'm gonna kill you and your family.
Right.
It's so like,
And
dude,
it's not even like these diss tracks. Like, it was like, these are diss tracks that were on the news. And it would be like, you'd think
Totally.
it would be people who weren't even famous. He'd be like, hey, one of the people that works, I hate the Source. And everybody's like, what?
dude,
They weren't even rappers.
that Source beef
Oh, I
was
love
so funny because no one knows who Benzino is.
No.
And he was like, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
He's mad at Chris Kirkpatrick. But he's like,
He
What?
hates Fred Durst. It's just so funny, dude. Yeah, dude. There's an Eminem diss song about killing Ja Rule on the soundtrack of a movie Ja Rule is in. Or is it Juvenile? I always confuse those.
either
two.
way, that's so funny. It's so funny. God.
It's just
I love
him and
it.
DMX, and that song's so good too. The song goes, "Go to sleep,
Go to
bitch.
sleep,
die,
oh.
motherfucker, die."
And it starts with like, you know, sometimes like snare in my headphones. That song starts with an organ playing and the sound of Eminem digging his grave with a shovel. Because he's gonna kill him
so crazy
and bury him. It's like, what the
So
fuck?
insane.
You're
Anyway.
the maddest man alive. You're rich.
Totally.
You're 24 years old.
Anyway, call me Starburst.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill you and bury you.
Welcome to
Oh,
What's It
welcome to
Called.
What's It Called.
We love you so fucking much. This is
Thank you for listening.
This is the most fun part of our week, and more and more and more so every fucking week, dude. I love
Yeah,
doing
and
this
thanks
shit.
so much for joining. We got a bunch of new Patreon heads, and that makes us so happy.
Absolutely.
And some of y'all are gonna get socks and mugs. Let me tell you, you've seen the mugs. And we'll tweet out some more pics of our cool merch. You're gonna love it.
We're so look. We promised a couple things last week that we aren't going to be doing this week, and it's literally because you're gonna love this. We don't have internet in the office.
Yeah. It's a
So,
bummer.
reading your emails and shouting out the new Patreon subscribers. We not only do we not have internet, we have bad reception. Look, we're getting
Yeah.
internet next week. The office is a work in progress. It's a work in profits.
Yeah.
Is what they say. Wow, why did I say that? That was a terrible pun.
Profits.
I said office is a work in progress, and then I felt like it would be funny to combine the two, but then it came out of my mouth, and I feel like a loser.
We'll edit it out.
Nah, we won't. Ugh. No, I'm normally, look, some of my riffs bomb, some of them are good, but that one made me feel like I wanted to
I
die.
thought you were saying prophecy, like it was a prophecy, like
No.
one day the office will be fully furnished.
No.
but
I'm also
hey.
wearing my own merch. You know
Hey,
what I mean?
I'm wearing Brent Gill's merch. How do you think I feel?
Well, at least. And we're back. I'm wearing one of my fake. I finally made a fake sports shirt that I wanted to wear. I don't know. I don't wear a lot of sports shit, but
I love that shirt.
I have a fake sports logo company called Emo Football. The website's emo.
Check it out.
Football.
Some of the funniest shirts in the shirt game.
www.emo.football. It's anyway. I'm wearing one,
Hell
and I
yeah.
said, "Whew, just sometime work."
They
in
already
profits."
forgot about that riff.
I
They
didn't.
already forgot about it.
I'm sure that it didn't bother them anywhere near as much as it bothered me. But I'm going to be thinking about this tomorrow. That's how upset I am.
Well, I'm still thinking about that time I took Nicole's pencil in second grade. It's not right.
Wow.
It was wrong.
Nicole Richie?
Yeah.
Dude,
She had it coming.
man,
She had too many pencils.
I don't even know if I want to. Okay, I'm going to tell you something that another comedian told me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a bit that he's working on. And so we need to remember that. But also, just with the promise, we'll have him on the show. He's a friend. You love him. But he just told me a thing that I have
Who?
to share with you because it's incredible. Asif Ali. You know Asif
Oh, I
Ali.
love him. So funny.
So fucking funny. Also, how crazy is it that he was in The Mandalorian and WandaVision?
Right, and then he's just a buddy.
Yeah, I know, dude.
Like if you were in Star Wars,
Right.
and everybody's like, "Yep, that's Dave. He's in Star Wars. He sells, he sells Kylo Ren
It's
some
insane.
food."
He's in Star Wars and the MCU. And he's just like a dude
Just a really
I do
funny
shows
guy.
with.
Yeah.
Anyway, he went to high school with the QAnon shaman.
What?
Yes, dude. How fucking crazy is that?
Wow,
Yeah, dude.
that is so wild.
We talked about it all night. We did ponchos together.
Oh my god.
By the way, shout out to Dano Carter and
Dano
Ponchos
Carter.
in Manhattan Beach
The
every Monday
best.
night.
It's the
at
best. It's my favorite show.
Monday
right now,
night-
my favorite.
Monday
absolutely.
nights at 9 p.m. at Ponchos in Manhattan Beach. Dano Carter's been running the show forever. It's a bar show. Everyone gets all drunk,
It's also a party. Yeah.
and it's just a party. Caleb's there every week. I'm there every now and then.
It's just the best, and there's karaoke after. It's just one. It's one of my favorite things about living in Southern California.
fun. It's a fun-ass
It's just
show.
great, and you'll love it if you
Yeah.
ever go. It's a great night. The show's free, but you will have no problem staying out all night long because it's just the best and the good
You
people.
can walk to the beach from the bar. Like,
Yeah,
truly.
you can hear
man,
waves crash. It's amazing.
It's so fun. And so Asif and I did that show together last night, and he talked about that on stage. And
Holy shit!
yeah,
I can't even imagine.
right,
Like, can you imagine if like Alex Jones was your neighbor?
dude.
Like you've known him forever. That's so weird. It's like somebody that. But yeah, everybody, and it's also interesting to think about. You still don't know. Like I bet he thought, "Oh, I'll never hear about him again," and then he's on the cover of every newspaper in the country with those horns on.
Asif told me that that he like obviously saw the insurrection on
right.
the 6th and didn't know it was him.
Mm-hmm.
Saw photos, didn't realize it was him, and then his buddy texted him and was like, "Hey man, did you what do you think about Jason?" And he was like, "Jason who?" I don't know if that's the guy's name.
Yeah.
But then he looked it up and he was like, "Oh my god, that's Jason, the QAnon shaman.
Oh.
I used to play in his yard."
Wow, the internet really is a horrible thing because that's all it was. Is they started visiting different websites. Next thing you know, QAnon shaman. That's what it can do to your brain.
Do you think there? You know what this makes me think? There are people in history that were like, "Hey, did you hear what happened to Joseph Stalin? Your neighbor?" Yeah, he's a fascist.
Yeah. He killed 20 million people. That's a lot.
Wow, really? I did not recognize him in the paintings.
It's a picture of his class. Everybody's been airbrushed out. It's just Joseph Stalin in 2nd grade.
Totally.
Damn.
Man, JoJo?
You know what's crazy about Hitler is like he was like a grown adult and he was just a huge fuck up. He was
Totally.
living in like a hostel.
Right.
And I'm sure, he was a young fuck up adult. And I'm sure he told someone like, one day I'm going to make it out of this hostel. And they're like, I bet you will.
Yeah, you'll do it.
You're going to do it. And then like later they're like, is that the guy?
Some Jewish guy is like, no, you won't. Like, I mean, like, you know what's fucked up is that like that's a joke that I almost shouldn't make because of what he did, and it shouldn't be that lighthearted of a connection. But like, I also kind of would imagine it's that type of thing. It's always that type of shit that makes these fucking like mentally disturbed people do horrifying things.
That's actually exactly what it like. Psychologists and historians say that kind of shit is that he was young and poor, a young poor man,
right,
without a job. And then he got into anti-Semitic books, which was just the internet of then. And he was like, whoa, I didn't know they were doing all this. And it's like, there was all horseshit.
Right.
But turns out he should have had a job. And he had one pillow. And all the girls were like, don't fuck Hitler.
It's so funny. It's so don't fuck Hitler.
If I fuck one more anti-Semite with one pillow.
And he's like, oh, you know what? Fuck you. I'm going to cut my mustache.
He had one testicle and one pillow.
Yeah. Oh, I see what we're doing now. Right. Totally. Yeah. Yeah. It's just Hitler making bad art, listening to the Joe Rogan Experience. And all the girls are tweeting like, I fucked this guy named Adolf. And he didn't even have a bed frame. And he was like, oh, I'm going to kill everybody. Which it's sad, but it's fucking basically true, probably.
It would be so funny, too, because if Joe Rogan had a podcast in the 30s, Hitler would have been on, like, as he was running.
Totally.
Like when he was running for
Totally.
for chancellor.
Totally.
Joe would be like, wow, that's crazy. It's the craziest thing I've ever heard. So tell the people that don't know what that is. Oh, so what is the Audubon? That's so dope. And he's like, pull up, Jamie, pull up that picture. You just built this?
So right now we're talking about your Kampf.
Y'all, you built this in what, 1 year? Wow. Wow, that's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy. So you nationalized everything. That's interesting.
What do you think about masks? And then they both die of COVID. And I'm so fed up, dude. Matter of fact, I'm fed up.
I'm fed up.
I'm Dave, and I'm fed up.
I'm Dave, and I'm fed up.
We should call this. Yeah, this show is called Fed Up.
Fed up. I've had it.
That's right, and we just eat chicken while we scream about shit that pisses us off. I am fed, and I'm fed up.
I am fed up. Well, now I'm hungry.
Get fed.
So this is Bill Maher month. This is the first.
Happy Bill Maher month, everybody.
We know everybody's been tweeting at us. Happy Bill Maher month.
First annual Bill Maher month. Every September is Bill Maher month in a negative way.
Yeah.
Positive for us in the sense that we all finally together as one get to vent our frustrations about Bill Maher. And I want to say something up top that I was thinking about earlier today. I shit on Bill Maher a lot. We shit on Bill Maher a lot. I also shit on Led Zeppelin a lot, and these two things have something in common. I do want to say that I realize that Bill Maher is a person, and a bad person who should die. But he's a person, and everyone is going through life doing their best, even bad people who have poisonous thoughts that hurt others. I do, even still with those people, I don't like being a person that sows hate. I don't like being a person that talks down to people. I don't like being a person that is overtly negative. So you might be asking, well, why are you so comfortable shitting on Bill Maher? Worry to hear it, it would hurt his feelings. And what makes him so different from other people that are bad. And here's what makes it different. The reason that I shit on Led Zeppelin isn't that I hate Led Zeppelin. It's that Led Zeppelin's a good band.
Yeah.
But they are just one good band in a sea of good bands. And the world is like, oh my God, can you believe that this guy is yelling the word goblin? Can you believe that he likes sex and Lord of the Rings? Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, the two best things.
Just cannot handle how much this nymphomaniac likes The Hobbit. I fucking, and it drives me insane, dude. And everyone, and so, that's why I talk so much shit about Led Zeppelin, because I think they need to be taken down a peg off their fucking high horse. Bill Maher's a little different because I don't think those guys are bad guys in Led Zeppelin. They just or maybe they fucking are. Who knows?
Well, yeah, who knows?
They were, bleh. But
they are British
and all sexed up, so who fucking knows? But Bill Maher is so up his own ass, and everyone is so big on him, and he is just a racist, terrible person. Right?
I think he's the Joel Osteen of atheists. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's just like, you're honestly one of the biggest problems with your whole thing.
Yes.
Right. Like
you are making atheism and liberalism look bad.
Yeah.
And there was a time when there was a place for you, and I legitimately feel like him and his ilk and their presence in American politics in the early 2000s was good. Because there was no collective voice for liberalism. There was no one saying, "Hey, fuck that." There was no one. It did feel good.
Jon Stewart and Bill Maher was like it for a while.
Thank you for saying "fuck this." But now, there are a lot more well-read, articulate, and direct sources of the struggle and the pain that everyone is going through available to everybody via Twitter and other forms of social media and shit.
Yeah.
That your fucking smug, generalized, stand up from 40 years ago based commentary is just it's really lacking. And we also can see all the holes in it because you're saying Islamophobic, hateful, fucking demeaning shit too.
He's honestly more like a center right
yes.
Republican saying, "Take my wife, please." And her baby that's unborn. You're like, the fuck? What? I don't even understand.
Maybe the issue I have with it also is actually just that. Maybe everything I said just now is bullshit, and what I hate is that he goes, what? Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that he wears a suit and he looks in the camera and he's just like, I don't even.
No. Is it though?
Why don't you go home and eat cheese or whatever? Weird insults, those type of. He's one of who he is. He's the guy that calls a when a lot of people die, he calls it a dumpster fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah. God.
Oh man,
it's the worst.
It's just it's not a dumpster fire. It's a genocide, dude. It sucked.
He's he should be a character in The Office. He's the annoying guy that sits next to Oscar or something. Who's just like, Pam.
9/11 was a bunch of diarrhea.
You know what else? It's how Chick-fil-A is so galling because they donate money to really bad anti-gay groups.
Yeah.
But they have delicious chicken sandwiches. They're somehow so kind in there and efficiently run, but they do have the delicious sandwiches. Bill Maher is if Chick-fil-A sandwiches tasted bad and they were atheists. And you're like, so why are you still hateful?
Right.
You can't even blame this on a book.
Also, why can't you update your thoughts?
Yeah.
Why haven't you had a new thought in decades? Like, if you're so fucking liberal, why aren't you listening to anybody? People go on on your show, and they're just like, here's the experience of being a blank in America. And you're like, no. Well, but that's not what I think, so it's stupid. It's also just like, I'm never gonna man, I really am. I really do try to be positive about life, even things I disagree with, even things that make me mad and sad and angry, and even some things that include hate, because I try to be soft with the world and bring people in, and maybe they'll change, But I just have such vitriol toward this man, and I wonder. It's also just it's so reductive and simple, and I think the simplicity of early 2000s liberal humor was what we needed, right? We needed somebody to be like. George W. Bush is a piece of shit, and I hope he's in a toilet right now. We'd be like, yay, he's sending our friends to die in a war, and no one's saying fuck him.
But now it's just aged to this point where he's like, George W. Bush, I wish his name was George W. Kush. Yeah. Because I like marijuana.
Yeah.
And I'm a pretty cool guy. And you're just like, ugh, it makes me want to throw up. It's like, I do want to say we just did both submit a packet to his show, and we're excited to write on it if you get a chance. I'll take it all back.
Work for you.
But
it's just once you've done the first wave of a thing, of just saying the thing no one has said, we really do need more. And just, dude, so that's why I'm very excited that we're renaming Religulous today.
Which needs a new name.
Dude, it always did. I've never seen it, and I refuse to. But I know it's bad, and maybe I'll watch it. If I looked it up, you can watch it for free on Peacock, which is appropriate.
Sounds like it was named by Bill Maher.
Dude, no shit.
There's a new streaming service called Peacock. I guess Nutballs was taken.
Dude, I got a quick shout out to Max Beasley, who has the best. He did that exact joke at an open mic, and I was like, and he had the best combination of words.
Oh yeah.
He goes Peacock. Was fart ass taken?
Also, why not NBC?
Yeah, dude.
Just call it NBC.
The name that
online.
everyone knows.
NBC Go. How about that? Oh yeah, let's say
Blowjob Plus.
It's not even what Pornhub would call it. You know what I mean?
Totally.
If OnlyFans was called Friend Titties.
Friend Titties.
It's like, come on.
Yeah.
Name things better.
Penis. You've signed up. Congratulations. You signed up for Penis. We have all the episodes of The Office and 30 Rock. And you can see the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special here on Penis.
$7.99 a month for penis.
Wow, that's great.
I got a good name for Religulous. How about knock knock? You're wrong,
dude. That's exactly. I will say that for Bill Maher, it's kind of a perfect name because he hates religion, and it's that's the only thing he ever says, and the Ridiculous describes him.
Yeah,
you know how Jimmy Dore put out a stand-up album called Really? It's like that. That's the most Jimmy shit you ever hear.
Really?
Really? And Religulous is a very Bill Maher.
It's horrible.
Dude.
A condescending political pun. There can't be a worse title than Religulous.
I'm the Caleb of this week. I made a
What?
list.
Whoa!
Yeah,
I'm the
dude.
Dave of this week.
Yeah. We switched. It's a little bit of a. I think they call it.
Bill Maher month. I am Dave and Dave is Caleb. That's a new tradition.
Sure. Yeah. Every September, I'm Caleb and Caleb is Dave. And okay, so here we go. Catholicism come. Dude, I got so many of these. Stupislam. And Zoroastrian Carmel. And that seems like a dig at Ian Carmel. It's not, though.
It's not. We love Ian Carmel.
Ian Carmel's like a silly boy, and I was thinking Zoroastrianism plus a silly boy, you know?
Oh, those first two, I bet were on his short list.
No shit. Christianity. Craptism. Yeah, that's right. I'm a Southern craptist.
Christianity. Oh my God.
Let's see. Puthrin. Crystal Methodist. Here we go. More like Notestant. Which I feel like that had to be on the list. Notestantism. More like Notestantism.
I honestly, so many of these sound like I can hear him
Totally.
rattling these off to the producers.
Hindu kidding me? MacGruber. I don't know. Something about MacGruber being in there made me badism. Boot isn't. And
This is my favorite segment. Holy shit.
Faithin's hot dogs. And finally, Payless shoe source. That's it. That's
Wow.
the extent.
I gotta say that was the best list.
Thanks, buddy.
I think that's better than the Joe Biden.
Dude,
week.
I don't know.
That's funny, man.
Your Joe Biden list was fucking epic, though. Well, so, I mean, I feel like we can come up with even more. Because what it is, right, is it is like you were saying, it's it's like a name of a religion or a religious thing with like a smug emotion, right? So what was the one that you said before mine?
I don't know. Knock, knock.
Oh, yeah.
Knock, knock, you're wrong.
Right. Knock, knock, you're wrong.
How about Judeo-Christian values?
There we go. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We hadn't done one with Judaism. That's
Yeah.
great. Pooish. And it has the same logo as Blackish. Poo-ish. And
I can honestly see him having it be Pewish.
Yeah,
to be like there's pews in the church and then
Oh.
Jew. I could totally see him that being one.
Pewish.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Oh. I pewed my pants.
I don't know. It's hard to top. All those were so good.
I
Holy
think that we
shit.
could make it because smug. Okay, smug is a word. Is there anything that rhymes with mug? Ugh.
Smug.
If I could name his next special, I would call it Smugly.
How about the Holy Fail?
Oh, there we go. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusades. AIDS. Because I think having AIDS is, yeah, so there's like ridiculous, smug, yeah, shitty. What is it like ridiculous? What else is he's like, "Oh, there's a god. That's disgusting."
Oh yeah.
That's disgusting. Is like how he says things.
Disgusting evangelical.
There we go. Evangelical. How about evantestical?
Oh man, evantestical. That one made me laugh the most. Evantestical.
Evantestical.
Well, we renamed
Yeah,
Religulous, everybody.
is called evantestical now.
Ooh, that was a good one.
Bill Maher month is fun. Next
It
week
is
we
fun.
tweeted out from Caleb's Twitter, and I'm going to retweet it. He's at Dumb Caleb. I'm at Dave to the Ross. We tweeted out that we're renaming Real Time
Yes.
with Bill Maher next week.
So go to our Twitters and play
Yes.
along if you want. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Next week we will have internet, and we will be shouting out all of our new patrons from the last 3 or 4 weeks. And truly sorry that you had to wait on that.
Yeah,
I feel
it's
like
just because of the Wi-Fi.
it's
our bad.
annoying, and I like feel I don't know. I feel very much like I want to shout y'all out right when you sign up. It's because it's like not only is it fun for us, and it's like just cool to go through everyone who's signed up. It just feels, I don't know, it just feels good. It feels right, and we're really happy that
and
you're
We're so
there.
excited, and we
Yeah,
love
yeah.
that you tweet with us and
Oh,
name
man.
shit with us, and some of them are funnier than us, so it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
So thank
if you want to participate, follow us on Twitter, or if you want us to name some of your stuff, what the hell is it called at gmail.com.
That's right.
What's it called .rodeo is our website. That has all that info on it. And
Hell yeah.
anything else?
Ooh, I don't know. I'm at Dumb Caleb, and give me a follow. And if you're in New York, shit, when does this come out? Fuck.
This will be coming out next this coming Monday. And do you tape this coming Sunday from when we record?
I'm taping my half hour in New York on the 15th of September. So if you
this episode comes out the day before that. If you're in
Dope.
New York City, okay, this is exciting too, because not only is Caleb Simon taping his half hour in New York City at the Knitting Factory, right, on September 15th, 2021, but also our favorite comedian and favorite person. Second
Greatest
favorite
guy in the
person.
world.
Number one favorite person is Claire Lutfi.
That's right.
Who will be a guest on the show one day,
That's
and
true.
not her husband, Ismail,
No.
who is our second favorite person.
What a piece of shit he is compared to her.
Oh, my God. Such trash, and will never do the show ever. Only Claire, who is not a performer and does not want to do the show.
That's what we do to our fans. Oh, yeah? You like our show?
No, Ismail's one of our best friends, and he's a great comedian. And both he and Caleb are recording their half hours. And fucking go to that if you can.
Yeah, it's on the same night. So that's September 15th in New York. Sign up for tickets. I think it's the Blacklist NYC. Or just go to our social medias. You can find links from there. But please come watch us. It'll be awesome. You got to be vaxxed up. It's going to be fun. There's an open bar. And fully vaxxed, come watch us. It's our first special for both of us, so we're very excited.
Man, I wish I could fucking be there. I was so
Yeah, it's too last
pumped
minute. I
for-
can't really have
know.
anyone go, so it's just going to be...
I mean, you'll have friends there, though, and you'll have people there supporting you.
Yeah.
I'll bet you at least a couple, if not, hopefully more, but I bet you at least a couple people who listen to this podcast will be there. It is pretty last minute, and also no pressure. It's literally impossible to get into New York City.
Yeah.
I don't know how people do it, but go if you can.
Yeah. I
Also-
haven't been to New York in years.
That same week, the end of that week, but that same week will be at High Plains Comedy Festival in Denver.
Yeah. Best festival in the world.
Best festival
Actually,
in the
best
world.
one.
Possibly the best comedy city.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite places and one of my favorite festivals. I can't fucking wait.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I have a show every day, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Then I'm flying to Boise, Idaho to do a show with our good friend Emma Arnold.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm
Love
coming
Emma
home.
Arnold.
Yeah.
Oh, also, I'll be at Fort Myers, Florida, at the Comedy Fort. No, not the Comedy Fort. Fort Myers Comedy at the
funny.
Laugh-In Comedy Cafe on September 16th, 17th, and 18th. Come to that, too. That'll be fun.
Hell yeah. This episode is a little short.
Yeah.
So what do you think we can do for about 5 minutes, Caleb? What do we got?
Ooh. Well, we renamed Religulous.
Is it Religulous?
I can't tell if it's Religulous or Religulous.
Because it's religion, so you would think it would be Religulous. But I think Religulous sounds worse.
Well,
and I
they
like making
both
him look
suck
bad.
so much.
I know.
What if we acted like we didn't get it and we're like, I love your movie Ridiculous? And he's like, what?
Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
God ridiculous.
Oh, you know what we could do for 5 minutes?
Dude, what if we call it God-diculous? Sorry, hot God. Dude, it should just be a God. Also, it just shouldn't exist. What happens in the movie, right? He just interviews pastors.
He
and
goes
he's like, "You're an
around
idiot."
bothering preachers in their homes, where he's like, knock, knock,
Lord.
do you preach? You ever thought it's bullshit? And you're like, what? He's
Wow.
like going up to like a rabbi, like, do you want to suck my balls?
Right, that's exactly
And it's just
what it
like,
is.
no.
Yeah,
He
totally.
it's like, to me, it's just so wrong.
just
It's
like
come on, you're just accosting people on the street.
it's also just like such a lot. Atheists who are this obsessed with atheism and don't just like let it be the thing that they think
Yeah.
always say the same like weird dogmatic shit. They always say, So you believe that there's a fake man in the sky?
Oh God.
And it's just like, no. No, they don't believe that. That's not what they believe. They don't think
Not a
there's-
man. How could it be a human? You think I believe it's a human who just has the keys to the sky and just lucked out and he's just looking down like, hell yeah, I'm God.
So you don't believe in space? Like, of course I believe
It's like,
in
come
space.
on. It's people think God is love in the universe and things like that. That's what people think. The people that believe in God, no one thinks it's a white
doesn't just
old man.
Live in a cloud over Branson, Missouri.
I know.
For the record, I'm an atheist or agnostic or whatever you call it. I'm like whatever it is where you don't think there's a God, but also there could be. And since you don't really think there is, I don't ever think about it at all. That's my thing, is that I understand the existence of atheism and agnosticism because a lot of people were raised religious and it affected them negatively. And also, organized religion has fucking hurt and killed so many people. So people are mad at it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But if it doesn't affect you in your day-to-day life, I wasn't really raised that religious. I wasn't raised really being reminded of it. And I don't really think about it that much. So I'm like, yeah, I don't think there's a God, but I don't think there's not a God. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't actively think there's no God. I just don't see a God, and it's not my life. Here's another thing I think. I try pretty hard to be a good person. I'm not tooting my own horn, but I want to be a good person, and I try. And if there's a God, I refuse to believe that's not enough. I just refuse to believe. And if it isn't enough, that means I'm fucked anyway. Do you know what I mean? So you're telling me that I believe in this God, and it has nothing to do with how good of a person I am. I just have to follow that God's rules. Well, that God
Right.
sounds like a fucking baby, and I'm
Right.
going to fuck up at some point. Have you ever had a friend where, you get along, you have a great time, but they're always getting mad at other people, and you just know that one day they're going to get mad at you for some bullshit?
Yeah, yeah.
You're just going to lose
It's very
that friend one
stressful.
day? That's what that would be like.
Yeah. And I was raised, my dad's a preacher, so I was raised very religious, and I understand how hard. One thing I always hate about Christians is they always pretend, oh, it's obviously there's a God. And I'm like, it's not obvious.
It's not obvious.
How is it obvious? It's obvious that the universe is gigantic and there's beauty and love and stuff, but it's not obvious that you're just in a bubble. You think it's obvious
Right.
because of that, but it's not. It's hard. It's like faith is hard, and
Right.
there's no proof either way. So you have to go all in on something with no evidence either way. So I do believe in God, but I realize there's no proof, and I haven't seen anything that would make me think it other than just it feels good to think.
You're also not dogmatic about it. We couldn't
Right.
talk about it if you were. Because if you're hard-lined about whatever your
Yeah.
organized religion is, then you're going to end up thinking some toxic shit because those books were written millennia ago.
Yeah.
And so
You think masculinity's toxic now? When they wrote the Bible? Whoa.
I know. You kill people who eat your food? That's
Dude, it's 600 pages in when murder becomes illegal.
right.
For the first
They
599
stoned people to death for and then they kept it in the book.
minor things, yeah.
How can you trust
It was a rough
implicitly
time.
Trust this religion that kept that shit in the book?
Yeah. I mean, it's cool that we're not doing that anymore here, at least. I mean, some places they're stoning people, but it's
Truly.
it's cool. There is some progress, but
You can
it
take
is,
some positive messages from a
yeah.
book that includes fucked up shit, but just don't argue with me
Right.
when I say that the negative shit is bad.
Yeah.
Just a man can't lay with another man is in the same book as stone your wife. What are we doing? And obviously,
Hey.
I'm honestly, what I just said is edging on the side of being Bill Maher, because that's what he does. He's it's in the same book. I mean, but he just does it with this look on his face that makes me want to fucking
Yeah,
kill
it's
him.
really his face, I guess, is the thing. And that weird slick back Patrick Bateman hair.
Just don't think you're better than people, man.
Right. Yeah, it's very condescending. Very
Yeah.
smug.
Yeah. We love you so much.
We
truly.
love you.
Thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you on the Patreon or next week, hopefully in New York or Denver.
Oh, hell yeah. Please come if you're on either
Yeah.
coast. It's worth a 12-hour drive, so that includes everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
What's it called? What's it called?